Hello, what's up everyone? It's Jamie. I have to keep on commenting on this video of the law student who took on a police officer who detained him unlawfully for open carrying a firearm. And whenever I watch this video and then, read comments on different, online, chat rooms or, YouTube video comment spaces or, the World Star Hip Hop, I just get completely enraged. First, because there are so many people who are actually pissy that he exercised his rights. Like, oh, why didn't you just give the cop your ID? And why did you make it, tough for the cop? And it's just like, the cop is acting completely unlawfully. Okay, it is literally this crazy. If somebody called the police officer up and said, I saw somebody bouncing a basketball down the street, or somebody called the police officer and said, there's somebody who has a pogo stick, or there's somebody who has a golf club or a pen. Okay, you know what? You could take a golf club and bash someone in the head. You could take a pogo stick and beat somebody to death. You could take a pen and stab them in the neck. They could be deadly items, but it's not illegal. And where this person was carrying his gun, the law made it perfectly legal. And so the officer had no grounds on which to stop him. The fact that the officer touched his gun is the point of detention. And, there could be some show of authority outside that. But, for the purposes of this video, at least presumably under the law, as he's announced it, the officer touched his gun, took it from him, and that would be just as insane as if an officer walked up to you, said somebody claimed that you were carrying a sharpened number 2 pencil, and then took the pencil from out of your pocket out of fear that you might take it and poke it in his eye. It is that crazy and unlawful. It is both those grounds. It doesn't matter if somebody said, oh, they got a gun. It's not illegal. Yeah, so what? They got a gun. Ooh, it's dangerous. You know what? You could take a baseball and, smash somebody's head with it. You could, take a plate or a bottle, smash somebody and kill them. I mean, wow, it's a gun. It's legal. That's the point. And so, beyond the legal issues, I just get so pissed off when people are saying, oh, you should just bend over and, give whatever you want to the police. And I've already explained in the other video about all the reasons why you should never just ever cooperate with police because you don't know what's in their minds. For all you know, you're corroborating things in their minds that points you out for a crime that you didn't even know you committed. Well, you didn't know you committed, as in, like, you didn't know that somebody was looking for you, even though you're not the person who did it. You have that corroboration that, you are just clueless about. Or, of course, you never know. Something's on you that is, a civil fine. Your license was out of date, your driver's license, or maybe, somebody slipped something in your pocket you didn't know about. Something got stuck in your shoe. A roach got stuck in your shoe. You didn't even know about it. You don't need to incriminate yourself. That's the 4th, 5th Amendments are for to protect you from reasonable searches and seizures and from compelled incrimination. So, I mean, just read a couple of these comments, just, for example, someone says, stupid law, now wait until some fool gets his hands on a gun and shoots your family in the mall. Please don't stop while he's on his way. It's like, okay, your logic is so horrible, and I'm going to demonstrate this in just a minute, but I just have to say, it's just so broken. Because, for example, what if somebody goes to the mall and, they just happen to have in their back pocket a wrench? Okay, it's not a crime to have a wrench. Well, they go to the mall, and as they're walking by your little sister, they smash her head open and kill her. Oh, well, guess what? If someone called because they were, somebody had a wrench, you cannot simply have this blanket idea that, oh my gosh, the world is going to end just because somebody has something that can be dangerously used. Oh, somebody called because somebody has huge muscles. Yeah, a guy with huge muscles might be able to, freaking rip your throat off or punch you once and throw you into a coma. Doesn't make it a crime. And neither does carrying a gun make it a crime. And so the officer, he didn't even have any reasonable suspicion of anything else. And to me, that was mind-blowing because the officer couldn't even, BS his way through the situation. He couldn't even come up with an idea of like, we had a report that, somebody had stolen something and was wearing, whatever that guy was wearing. He literally just straight up said, yeah, I'm detaining you unlawfully. He literally, I mean, not those exact words, but I'm saying, he said, I'm stopping you because you had a gun and, we just do this out of practice. Yeah. So the officer just admitted they're doing something illegal, that they have a routine of it. So if you think about this, when he said that, when the admission about the routine, this is an aside, but that's pretty much what you look for in a 42 U.S.C. 1983 civil suit. In other words, when you're suing them for a practice, policy, or procedure, whereby they are causing officers or leading officers to violate people's rights. The fact that the officer just admitted that that's their policy just pretty much solidified a federal lawsuit for a violation, deprivation of your constitutional rights. I mean, you literally could not get a sweeter deal of a case. Do I think they're going to do it? Probably not, because it's going to cost a lot of time and money. But, shoot, if I was an attorney up there, I'd be like, I will take your case, because we pretty much just have the whole admission right here that there is a ongoing practice that they unlawfully detain people for what is now incorporated under the 14th Amendment because of McDonald and Heller and his progeny and how it kind of developed the incorporation of the Second Amendment. I mean, this is just bonkers. So, let's just buy 2 cents again on this. And really, I mean, I do fear for humanity. I mean, there's plenty of other reasons too, but I mean, when there are people here who are literally saying, and it's the psychological equivalent of slavery, but they're saying, oh my gosh, you need to obey the officer. Oh, you need to follow his rules and give him your ID. I mean, and I'm not much of a statist, but even from someone who's like, I believe in the Constitution, you know what I mean? They are literally saying that your constitutional rights are meaningless. Your right to say no to an officer and to have your freedom from undue government influence is meaningless. Your search and seizure rights are just meaningless. Exercising them. How dare you? How dare you exercise those rights? So if you're with me on this, just show some support. Talk to others about flexing their rights. If you see someone writing stupid stuff like that in the internet, call them out, call their logical fallacies, use analogies, put down their core views, get them to admit on the record that they actually think that they're slaves to the government. Whatever approach you want to take it from, we the people give the government rights, or, you don't like the government at all. I mean, or if you're, liberal, and you're like, we have civil liberties, blah, blah, whatever route you want to take it. Say, what the heck are you saying, buddy? This is, what I mean? These are about rights. The government doesn't have a right just to do whatever they want just because someone makes a call. You don't get to just say, hey, there's a black person walking down the street with a hood on. Let's go arrest them. Let's go detain them. Or, there's a white person and he's got tattoos and a grill. Oh, he was dangerous. Or there's a grandma and there's a bulge in her pants. It's just, hello. If it's not illegal, if they're not described as illegal, that's it. It has to be consensual. So, as the police officers are allowed to come up and talk to people, they can say, hey, how you doing, buddy? They could say, hey, buddy, you legally own that gun? They could say whatever they want, and my response would personally be, am I being detained? Or am I free to go? And that's it. You know what I mean? You want to get out of there. So this lawsuit, I mean, as I said before, he took a little bit longer than I would with getting to the point. I would have just gotten to the point and say, you are detaining me unlawfully. I, asked, what crime are you detaining me for? Got him to admit that, and then just said, I want to be free to go. Return to me my property. So, all right, well, glad I got this rant out, and I will talk to y'all later.